Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. Today I want to talk about Dondozo Tatsugiri, a single prize deck inspired by the recent episode of the Reasonably Effective podcast where we talked about single prize decks. So Dondozo is a tanky basic Pokemon. It's a basic, so it simplifies getting things set up. 160 HP, a very solid number, and mostly we want to utilize the release rage attack for 2 colorless energy. It does 50 damage for each Tatsugiri in your discard pile. So the key thing with this deck is to, again, get Tatsugiris in the discard pile. So we play 4 of those as well as 4 of Dondozos. We're usually not attacking with Tatsugiri to help discard the Tatsugiris. And for an engine, we're playing the Kirlia engine, right? That allows us to discard cards, including a Tatsugiri if we have it in hand, because that's what we want to do. And then one Radiant Greninja just to discard energy, draw some more, because the deck doesn't have much of an engine, right? That's one of the downsides to a deck such as this. Energy count, pretty straightforward. 4 DTEs, which is the primary way we're attacking with Dondozo, and 4 basic waters. We play Raihan in the deck, so that allows us to utilize Raihan amongst some of the other options, as well as we can recover the water energy where we can't recover the DTEs. So just running through the trainers quickly here. It's a mix of trainers, and the question, we'll have to just deal with whatever trainers we happen to get in our hand at any time. That's kind of the nature of this deck, this build. A lot of different trainers work with what we have. So 4 Ultra Balls, obviously we need to get our Pokemon, and we need to discard those Tatsugiris. 2 Raihan, if your card was knocked out last turn, which will happen a lot of single prize deck. Attach a basic energy from your discard pile, which is a water in this case, to one of your Pokemon, and search your deck for any one card. So easy way to power up the Dondozo. For switching, we have 2 switch cards and 3 escape ropes. We certainly need to disrupt the opponent. This escape rope is a plus, and we don't always have a Dondozo on the bench, so we're going to be switching into our active from time to time. 2 energy retrievals to get some basic energies from a discard back to our hand, either to power up manually attaching on some turns, or to just utilize again with the Radiant Greninja. 2 energy search your deck for a basic energy, reveal it, put it into your hand. 4 level balls, searching out the low HP Pokemon, including the evolution in the Kirlia. 2 trekking shoes, just to discard, search the deck some. 2 Hisuian heavy balls, because we have obviously those 2 basic Pokemon, the one that we're attacking with, the other that we need to get in the discard. We need to access those. So 2 of those, we'll probably get all of those from the prize cards. 3 Klaras, search for up to 2 Pokemon, and 2 basic energies from the discard pile, put them into hand, very useful in a lot of decks, including this. 1 Energy Loto, look at the top 7 cards, reveal an energy you find there, put it into your hand. It's one of the few cards that allow us to dig some for the special energy in the DTE. There's not many ways to look for that. Energy Loto helps with that. 1 Pal Pad to get back 2 supporters. 4 Nest Ball, 1 Serena with the option to draw cards or to gust. 2 Professor's Research to set up, and 2 Boss's Orders to help control our opponent's active. So that's the deck. Let's jump in the rank ladder and see how things go. All right, so my opponent's calling the coin flip. We'll see what happens here. All right, taking a little bit of time. Hopefully things aren't too slow at their end. And hopefully things aren't too slow at my end either, right? They won the coin toss. We'll see what happens here. So I go first. That's a plus for me. So they're playing a deck that can attack turn 1, I assume. All right, well, that's a nice start for me. Dondozo. I do have access to another Dondozo. I think I'm going to get knocked out. Research is nice for my next turn. Cresselia. So they're going to accelerate energy next turn. That's what's going to happen, I imagine. Let's see what I hit here. Yes, Radiant Greninja is nice. Excuse me, I sneezed. I think I managed to mute it. Wow, I have 2 Ralts in the prizes, huh? That's rough. Okay, that's not good. So that means I want to get a Dondozo with this card down for sure. So because obviously you never want to bench a Tatsugiri, right? So I do have Energy Search, so I think I want a Radiant Greninja this turn. I have Energy Search, so I can get an energy to attach this turn still, right? That's kind of my thought process. Yeah, Raihan's good, because that way if my active perchance gets knocked out, I can utilize it. But anyway, getting one energy on my active is a plus. And we will end turn. If I'm researching next turn, then I will search for a Tatsugiri before I research, because right now I'm doing 0 damage, which is not ideal. So a Shadow Rider deck. It's going to be difficult to hit through a big Pokemon like Shadow Rider with Dondozo, right? I mean, I can two-shot it, but to two-shot it, I need to get all 4 Tatsugiris in the discard, right? Because with 3, even without DTE, I'm at 310. I'm at 150, so that does 300 after 2. And I don't remember what it is. Is it 320? It's above 300. I know that. So I will be able to two-shot it if I get 4 in the discard pile. So that's what I need to. That's what needs to happen. All right. Well, that's it's okay. I can, as long as I hit a DTE next turn, I can still attack. I'm not going to probably knock them out. That's the downside, right? I get knockout with a DTE. Well, even with just 2 basic energy, I need to have 3 in the discard pile, right? And that's not likely. All right, so I will first... I'm going to use Energy Loto, but let me thin the deck a little bit. Tatsugiri, because I want to discard that. Energy Loto, I would like to get the DTE so I can pay my attack cost. And Professor's Research, see what I get. Okay, I can. I already have knockout, so that is nice. All right, so grab Kirlia here. What do I want to grab? I guess. I'll grab the Tatsugiri. I'm going to toss. I guess I tossed out another Dondozo on the bench. Oh, Kirlia away. Yeah, Kirlia with the Tatsugiri. So that's it's a solid start. My opponent, I'm up against a good deck though, right? That's for sure too. I have all 4 Tatsugiri though, so that's solid. Okay, good. I can get down a Ralts because I have 2 Ralts prized. Okay, the other's fine. All right, so I got a Ralts, so that is nice, right? I don't have access necessarily to Kirlia next turn, but that's okay. I'm just going to attack. I could utilize Radiant Greninja, but I think I'm just going to make my life simpler by not utilizing the discarding energy, just because the deck plays 8 energy in total. That's not a ton, right? It's enough. Now, Shadow Rider could use their first attack to make my life difficult. I'm in a position where that's okay in the near term. Okay, they got rid of that. But with the V, right, during your next turn, it does 10 damage, not much, but I can't attach any special energy or stadiums from the hand. I don't play any stadiums. That is a way for Shadow Rider to protect themselves from Pass to the Peak. But, you know, by stopping your opponent from attaching special energy used from hand could stop a deck from attacking. So they didn't get the knockout, so this is quite nice. Quite nice indeed, right? So I'm now in a position to potentially two-shot my opponent. I like two-shotting. I mean, one-shotting's better, of course, but okay, do I want to... at this point, I think I want to... I don't think I want to... Oh, what was that? Oh, that was a mistake. I didn't really want to bench the Ralts, did I? That's okay. I think I want to dig a little bit, right? What's the energy situation? 1, basic energy. So let me get rid of one. I want to get closer. I would like to get another Kirlia into play. All right, the DTE is okay, though. I don't want to discard that, though. I'm going to attach the... Oh, I'm out of energies. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I can clear the energy back, but I think I want to wait, do it next turn, and get a Dondozo back as well, I think. If I get... all right, I'm going to clear this turn, just get the 2 energies back. My thought, if I get judged, I might not be able to attack next turn. I don't like that thought, right? I'm just going to attack. So I'm now in the position where might be able to take 3 prizes next turn. They don't have any. They don't have much of a bench, so it's not bad at all. If they get 2 energies on here, which they might, they need a switch card too, though, and they could attack with Cresselia. Obviously, I would rather knock out the Shadow Rider. Take 3 prizes is always nice, and get those energies out of the way. If they can't hard retreat the Shadow Rider and effectively attack with Cresselia. So it was so Fog Crystal. Are they going to get a Shadow Rider V into play? Basic energy. So they can attach that to the bench of Shadow Rider's ability. Right, it's a psychic energy to a psychic Pokemon on the bench, so I imagine they'll accelerate to Cresselia. And draw cards, which is quite nice. It's a very nice ability. Right? Accelerate energy and draw cards. Super powerful. The deck just hasn't been great. It had a period early on when it was strong, but it hasn't been great recently. It's still very appealing, though, right? At least I think it is. So if I knock out the Shadow Rider VMAX, they now are moving energy to both of their bench Pokemon, and they're looking to attack with Cresselia next turn, I guess. 3. They'll have 4 energy. They could just attach one by hand. All right, so they can knock me out there. I do have... I have to think about this. I do have Rope, of course. Let's see. I have Serena in deck, right? Do I just want to... I think, because the problem is that hitting to the V, I don't knock it out, right? I don't like that. I don't like not knocking out the V. So I think... Right, I have Dondozo, 2 Dondozos. Let's see. I have Raihan, I have Boss, I have Serena. So I could try to get the Boss. All right, I think I want to protect my energy. Do I need these supporters? I don't know if I do. So I'm going to get rid of a Rope first, because I don't think I... Well, no, if I do... No, I'm going to use Ralts. Don't use... Ralts away a Rope. Serena. Okay, so I want to take out the VMAX, right? And that puts them in bad shape there. So this is going to put them in a bad spot. We'll see. I'll attach the DTE here. Things are very nice. Get my bench set, and it's a very strong set of cards. I'm just going to take the knockout here. So 320, but I easily blow through that. Now they're going to be able to potentially attack with the Cresselia next turn. Okay. Right, they just need to manually attach 1 energy, and they will... They knock me out 30. No, they don't knock me out. They do 120, so that does not knock me out. I can't knock it out there. V, though, so I have to think that one through. They're obviously not in a strong position here. I could play the Rope down. Probably knocking out the Cresselia with the energy on it is probably my best option. Let's see, they've played, is that, just taking a look, okay, so they've played the 2 EXP shares, so there's none in the discard pile. They don't have any VMAXs down, so that's not good. I don't have the ability to one-shot the Vs, though, which is partly why I don't really want to gust up the Vs in the bench. All right, at this point, I'm in strong shape here. Energy Retrieval is a nice option. Also, so I have Energy Retrieval, Ultra Ball. I think I just attack, right? And I have Dondozo for next turn. I have Switch. I think I just attack. I just sit on my hand. I like the hand. I have game with Boss next turn, which I might have access to. It's not guaranteed, of course. I have, I think 2 bosses in deck. I imagine they're going to have to set up a V. I imagine the V yet with the 2 energy, because that way they can attack next turn. They can knock me out. But I'll have the opportunity. I'm certainly not guaranteed to get boss, but I have the opportunity. I have 2 Kirlias down. I have Radiant Greninja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 cards I draw, plus draw for turn. That's 7 cards, and I do have, I believe, the other Kirlia in deck. So that would get me to 9 cards to dig through. That's over half my deck. 2 bosses, which I certainly don't know what the exact odds are, but not bad, right? Still a decent chance I'd miss it. It certainly can't assume that I'm guaranteed to hit it, but very well may get it. And then the other thing is I'm going to hit into him this turn. I need to get out another Dondozo into play, start getting energy on him. Might want to Pal Pad the Raihan back, and maybe the Serena. Yeah, I might Pal Pad Raihan and Serena. Boss next turn gets me game, though, right? So I want to dig for boss, I believe. I have Pal Pad. I have Energy Retrieval also. So it's a pretty solid place to be. I'd like to get another Dondozo onto the bench just to put myself in a strong position. All right, they have 2 VMAXs down, but I 2-shot either of those. You know, getting the 4 Tatsugiris in the discard pile quickly was a big plus. So boom, wipe me out quite easily. I could try to gusto. I don't think I want to use the rope at this point. Saving the rope, I think, is a good play also. All right, what do I want to do here? So I want to... Well, I'll use Radiant Greninja first. Because I have Raihan too, so... Klara, which is a solid card. I want to get Dondozo down. Let's see, 2 boss in here. Okay, so 2 boss. Just get me a boss, and I have game, right? So let's see. I want to get... What am I willing to toss away here? Let me use... I'm going to toss these 2 supporters. I have Pal Pad. I don't want to use them this turn. I can recover with Pal Pad, get the Kirlia, just thinning the deck, just increasing the odds for boss. You know, maybe I should have used Kirlia last turn. That certainly could be true. All right, what am I going to start to get? I'm starting to get down a little bit, right? So I got to start making careful choices here. I will get rid of rope. I have boss, so I have game. So good game to my opponent. And I had a number of cards to dig through more still. So the odds of starting that turn, I think I was likely to get boss, not guaranteed. So they have to move cards. I kind of wish that Pokemon Live didn't make your opponent do the actions when they've lost the game. They require that. I guess that's the way they've sequenced it. If they just went to the, it's game over. So I don't know why it's set up so you have to go through the motions. So there we go. Playing up against a Shadow Rider deck, a very solid opponent there. and it's a deck that can beat the big Pokemon. Obviously, I got off to a very nice start there, but it's certainly not impossible. And even if I was a little bit slower on the start, I would have been able to win that game. So it's worth trying out the Dondozo deck. Not the best deck in format, but a solid option if you're looking for a single prize play. Take care.